Okay, icebreaker session. We're going to have 2 questions. You're going to choose your best option. You don't have to think too much about it. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Texts or calls?
Calls.
iPhone or Android?
iPhone, of course.
Summer or winter?
Summer, winter. Oh, big winter.
Welcome, guys, to our YouTube channel. My name is Sam.
My name is Yemi.
And we are
The Fact Tribe.
all right. We have a special guest in our conversations today. She's special to us.
Aww.
We have Owerye Jislova Grace
Yay.
here with us this evening. Jislova, introduce yourself to us. We'd like to meet you. Who is Owerye Jislova Grace? I mean, before we tell them how we met you.
Amazing. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you, Fact Tribe, for having me. And you guys are doing amazing. You're motivating me to get back on YouTube. So thank you.
Thank you.
Owerye Jislova Grace is a full-time child of God. That's how I like to introduce myself. I also believe that I'm a minister of the gospel. I'm a global speaker, a visionary leader, a storyteller, and upcoming content creator, I would say.
Are you upcoming? Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't think what we see.
Yeah,
what we
upcoming.
see. No.
Yeah.
Upcoming. Anyway, so the first time I met you,
Yeah.
was in church in Lagos. Every time I hear you speak, I'm like, who is this one? So I'll be like, girl, you are proud.
Are you for real?
What it means is this girl will be so proud. This lady will be so proud. But I think that mindset was shattered when I think after a particular sermon, you came to meet me.
Yeah.
Because nobody in that manner had come to meet me before to say, oh, I love your sermon from the church.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just, it's normal. Sam has just done what Sam does. But you came and I said, oh, thank you for that sermon. That sermon was good. I was like, maybe I was wrong. So, but from that point in time, the relationship changed. I started to see you like, that's who you are. So have you battled with people thinking you are proud? Because from that point till now, that point maybe 3-4 years ago now, till this point in time, you amaze me with your humility. I'm like, this lady's humble, So, but we want to know, have you been a victim of that misconception?
1000%. It said not say 100. 1000%.
Why do you think people think you're proud?
I think it's the way that I carry myself, the way that I speak. Even when I came to the UK, I saw one Nigerian was speaking and it was like, why are you talking like this? Why are you forming? I'm like, this is how I've been talking even when I was like back home.
Wow.
Like people used to say, used to do spray, like this is how I talk. So I think it's the way that I carry myself. I got this mentality of I'm a queen very early. So I've always like carried myself as royalty. There's a way that I would like to appear. I just was, and again, I don't like, try and do too much with like friendship. I let it flow naturally. So if I get to a space, I'll say hello to everyone, but I'll keep to myself.
Yes.
But then if I do open up to you, you realize like I'm a talkative or anything like that. But yeah, all the time. It was even worse in university because I wear glasses. I'm short-sighted. So if I do not wear my glasses and I'm out, obviously I can't see you from afar.
Yeah.
So people used to think that, that girl's really proud. I said hi to her. Also, my close friends would be like, she didn't see you. Was she wearing her glasses? So yeah, all the time, every time. And they always say, like later when they get to know me, like, you're such a sweet person.
Honestly.
But yeah.
Has it ever gotten to you? Can you remember any point at which people's perception of you got to you?
No.
No.
Wow.
No.
That's
Especially on this like pride issue.
yeah.
No.
Was it because of how you were raised? I'm sorry, I'm throwing a lot of questions,
No,
but
it's fine.
I'm just trying to get the mindset around that. Was it because for me as a person, when I was growing up, they used to call me. There's one woman that I remember that scenario. I was coming from evening service, and she looked at me and looked at Ajadudu. What Ajadudu means is that black dog.
That's what she called you.
I'm telling you, she was joking, but I was like maybe 8 or 9 or 10.
No.
So I was like, why? How dare you call me that? But it didn't affect me for long, but it did affect me at that point. Because I was thinking that, is it bad to be black?
Yeah.
Or to be dark in complexion? Some people appreciate it and say, are you from Ghana? Oh, I like your color. And then you are saying this, but it did get to me. Because at some point, I'll
And you were
appear.
so young.
Yeah, I was so young. So I'll appear there and then my self-esteem will be very low because of color.
Definitely.
I may have something to say, but I won't contribute because I'll be like, they'll be thinking, who is this guy? So, but it's amazing to hear that it never got to you. Wow.
No, it didn't.
Wow. Is it cause of how you were brought up, or what? Where did the shift happen, or was it just like that all along?
I think I'm naturally like a confident person. I remember like in secondary school, we had this slum book, it's called, where you write some things and few things about everyone in your class. And one of my friends wrote about me like she's not afraid to be different. Like I never tried to like, so I think it's just, I don't know, it's a natural thing.
Oh, what do you think?
It's a good one. Some height of confidence.
Yemi also suffers from that.
Self-esteem.
Yes, because
kind of
people
thing.
have said a lot of things in times past that affected her.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm trying to see. But it's changing now.
Yeah.
But at least we can notice that okay, there's a point that thing changed. You know, for her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But having to experience it from the start, and you just continued with that till you grew up, is up to this stage.
And I think because I
confidence.
know myself, like I know that I'm not.
how did you know yourself?
I'm not proud. How did I know myself? I think the knowledge of getting close to God helps you know yourself. And then the family that I come from, my mom is very like honest. So I feel like if I was suffering from pride for real,
They
she
would
would
tell
have
you.
should have checked me. So the people that mattered the most to me did not think that. So like you don't know me, so why would I like pay attention to what you're saying?
Plus the fact that you can't even lie to yourself. You know yourself, so there's no point having to follow people's order. It's just, I think we are different. How we take things, how we accept things are
Exactly.
different. So that for you, people think you're proud, but to you know yourself that you are confident. But because you think I'm proud does not mean that I have to stop. I have to bring down my own confidence.
Yes,
1000%.
actually,
Yeah.
yes. You know this pride thing. I'm suffering.
It's a projection of people on.
Oh my God!
They're
When
intimidated
people
or
see you, when people see you confident, it's naturally painted as pride,
Yeah.
because people don't want you to know what you are doing.
No.
They want you to maybe bulge
Keep their
and okay, come on,
definition.
I don't know what I'm doing. Then help me. That's it, and that to them is humility, and that's not even
That's
humility.
not humility, yes.
That's forced. That's fake humility. So I know that you are the first of two
yeah.
children. How has that affected your perspective of life? Did it make you more responsible? Because it's first of two, I'm first of 5. So I know I can fire, like just keep being motivated, because I have people behind me that are watching.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not doing it for the world, I'm doing it, those guys, they are watching, and they are a lot. But you have just 2. So how has that affected you?
Okay. I think it has, to be honest. So you might think that, we're just 2.
Yeah.
But so first of all, my mom would always tell me, like from a young age, like it's what you do that your sister will follow. So I observed at home how maybe if I woke up maybe like 7 a.m., my mom would be like, that's too late, you're a lady, wake up earlier. But then when my sister got to that same age, she gave her more like grace and leverage.
Yeah.
And I thought it was so, I even did a video about it on my Instagram.
Okay.
I was saluting firstborn daughters. I was like,
Yeah, I think I saw that.
your mom definitely raised you different than like your sister.
Wow.
Then another thing for me, this one was self-imposed. Nobody. So I just always thought about the fact that my dad doesn't have a boy. We're just 2 girls. So it mattered to me. He didn't tell me anything, but it just mattered to me that like I would be a solid daughter for him. So he would not even have to feel like I don't have a boy, because like in their own, it's not a thing now.
Yeah.
But in their own generation,
Yeah.
it's like some people would say certain things. I know that even when it was like growing with my mom, some people were like alpha, that kind of thing. So it mattered to me that I would be like this solid daughter. So that put like this one was a self-imposed pressure on myself to be like. So in school, like all through school, I was always like coming up tops. Like it just made me want to be like extra. So even now, there are things that I'm thinking about. Like I don't want him to ever miss that I didn't give birth to a boy. So there are things that I'm intentionally doing for him, not because he asked for it, but it's just important to me. One thing that I even decided very early, maybe when I was in secondary school, was when I do get married, I'm going to keep my last name and put like an hyphen. So it would be Jesloba Uweye hyphen whatever.
That is a
last
technical
name.
one I want to say. I want to talk about.
Because, and honestly, I just told myself that my husband will have to understand. I just want to honor my dad in that way. But that was like a self-imposed pressure. So that really changed my perspective. Like, I'm constantly thinking about my younger sister, and not just my younger sister. I feel responsible for my mom and dad. Yeah, I think it's a firstborn thing, because most of my firstborn friends, they can relate to this. So my sister does not bother ahead with certain things. If it's my parents' birthday, yes, it's their birthday, but me, like months ahead, I'm like, what are we doing? That kind of thing. So yeah.
Do you think it has made you less of who you would have wanted to be? Because now the context of being the firstborn appeared when you appeared. So do you think that taking up those pressures, in self-imposed pressures like you said, made you like less of who you would have thought yourself to be? You know, you cannot stop being a firstborn. So now, as that firstborn thing determined your identity, or you are still maintaining your identity whilst balancing that, or that's how you would have been anyway?
I'm trying to think about your question. I think that's how I would have been anyway. I love it. I love being. See, it has gone into every aspect of my life. In fact, I'm learning to lean more into my femininity because it has everywhere that I go, like everywhere that I am, whether I'm in class, whether I'm in church, whether everywhere really. I'm always the one. I want to like let's do stuff. Let's lead.
Right.
So that leadership quality, I think that being a firstborn plus my natural personality, though, to be honest, I'm out there.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm not a shy person per se. So yeah, but yeah, I think
I like that, because you know, people allow external things then dictate to them how they should be portrayed, or how they should portray themselves. It's very important, because if you think about what we have today, people give off an appearance. Yeah. Like, oh, I'm being like this because of this, not necessarily because this is who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's who I am, for sure.
What was growing up like? I want to say what has contributed, because I believe that there are factors that contribute to who we become in life, like whether we like it or not. I know you are a natural confident person, naturally confident, naturally outspoken, naturally outgoing. But what was growing up like, and how did the things that you learned growing up affect who you are?
That's a solid question. Growing up was fun. I really enjoyed my childhood. The only thing I didn't like about my childhood was we're just two and we're girls. I think my dad felt like I need to protect them. It's a wicked world. So we were really sheltered. By sheltered, I mean like our movement did not pass school bus, school, church, go home. Wow. Literally. Wow. But apart from that, I think because we're just two as well, and God helped my parents, so they had like the resources to like take care of just the two that they had. So it was, growing up was comfortable. I didn't know until later that there was something like lack, because everything that we needed was well provided. And I didn't even know that my parents were because they took us to schools that were really, really like expensive.
Wow, kudos to them.
Because I remember that like some politicians' children in Lagos were going to like my school. We had a couple of them, so it was really expensive.
Maybe that's how you speak the way you speak.
Because they did teach us diction.
It's not evil.
But yeah, I really enjoyed growing up. I have memories of like, and we're very close to like our dad, me and my sister. I have memories of like is coming back from work. Me and my sister, we are happy.
Wow.
We are running. And let me tell you why we are running. Because it would never, even up till now, it doesn't know how to go out and come back and not bring something for us. Like, it's just used to it. So we would just be like really, really happy. Everything was provided for. So we had Wi-Fi, and they didn't want us to like, go and stay in this uncle's house, or go and stay in your friend's house. So they did this thing where you already have everything you need in the house. So what are you looking for? So like everything was provided for. So in terms of things that I learned that might have shaped me, I think it's probably my dad used to like tell us stories about like how he grew up.
Nice.
And he didn't grow up like us at all. So his own was like, the complete opposite. And I learned from him how he has this story of how he locked himself up in the bathroom from like maybe like 12 a.m. till 6 a.m.
Wow.
And was praying and came out sweating. And all the prayer was like, God, I can't continue like this. You need to change my life. Like you need to do something. And he talked about how he really believes that God heard that prayer, and how like, things that kept on getting better gradually.
Wow.
So very early on, I knew God. Like they introduced God to myself and my sister. So I think even who I am today is because of that foundation. That foundation was solid in terms of like Christianity, our faith, personal relationship with God. If something went wrong in the house, I had parents who would always go to God. Like I saw them, and they weren't just religious. They were. I could just see that this was real for them. This was something that they really believed in. Another thing that influenced me growing up, I saw my dad and my mom. Both of them were like really, really kind. Like really, really kind. I remember that time if someone should come to our house, especially like it could be anybody really. I used to get upset with my sister because we didn't know anything. Because what my mom would do is, I think her mission was, you came to our house, let's just pack the whole house
And give to you.
and give to you as you're going. And so I'm like, my Capri Sun. I remember my sister was looking at ourselves like, there's nothing in there. She said we'll burn it down. But like, she would just pack everything. So I think because they didn't grow up like, having so much, and they could see God's like mercy and like faithfulness in their lives, it spurred them to be like kind and generous. So that's something else that I learned. I think those two for me are like major, but like God was introduced to me early on. I remember I'm 6 years old in night vigil. Other children will be sleeping. I can't. My dad would look at me like, you can't sleep. Like there are certain things that were like expected of. I remember one time in the Apostolic Church, I don't know how old I was, but I had memorized, I don't know whether it was Psalm 111, what's the longest Psalm? Is it 119?
Yeah.
I had memorized something, and, I was saying it and everybody was clapping and everything. But it was because it was things that we used to do at home. Like we would read like long Psalms and all of that. But yeah, I think the greatest gift that my parents have given me is their conviction, to be fair. And that's something that I'm like very grateful for. Because even in the times where I wanted to stray away, I feel like that conviction was so solid that you had to come back.
Redirect your steps.
You redirect your steps. So yeah.
Solid. So I'm trying to think of it like this, that just something that just jumped out of me when you were speaking is the fact that our parents have so immense power over us.
Of course.
And if someone grows in an environment that's not healthy, or that was not healthy, they are likely to turn out bad. Now we can't blame. I hate blame game, blaming someone for anything, even your parents. But at some point, the deficit will still show.
Yeah.
So because hearing you speak, I think we need to give kudos to. We need to just clap for them. So hopefully they see this. Dr. Way and his wife, we clap for them. I mean, because it's amazing to see that at every point in time when we ask you about how you grew and how that.
Refer to your parents. Like that.
I talk about them a lot, especially my dad. I really, really like that man.
It's obvious. Yeah. I mean, we see your status over there. If you would go back in time, what would you like to change?
About my growing up?
Yeah.
I was too sheltered. Yeah, that has its like side. It has its
Right.
bad side.
Right.
So the bad side was I went to University of Lagos, and in my dad's head it was all balanced. So let them be all sheltered, but then, but I came back from secondary school. There's some things you will expect. I wasn't street smart, so I remember once even crossing the road, I had to be like, "Paul should be a dear green bike," which basically means why are you doing like someone that is not? Do you understand? And that's how me and my sister were. Like just basic things. I remember in church, the Apostolic Church, we went to church for something. It was like Saturday, and they were cleaning the church. So they had asked me to go and carry like a pail of water. All this like all this stainless. I don't even know. My goodness. So I couldn't carry it. And the woman was looking at me like, why can't you carry it? Because I was probably a teenager, but I literally could not carry it. So I think my dad checked it and was like, she can't go to private university. Let her go to Unilag so that she will understand. Let's balance it. But the thing with Unilag is all kinds of human beings go to Unilag. So I think for me it was just too much. It was you've been sheltered for the longest, and then you're thrown into what do I call it? Like a zoo with like different animals. But yeah, so it was too much for me, and I think I got distracted. I got distracted. I saw like so many things, and it was just. But if I wasn't so sheltered, and I think it might not have been a problem for my sister as such, because she's like reserved. You can grow up under like same parents, but different personalities. Yeah. So for me, because of my personality, I always knew early on that freedom was the most important thing to me. I used to say it very early on that I'll pick freedom over money. So it felt like I was caged. Now I talk about my dad and I talk about him, I love him and everything. Age 16, 17, 18. If you just say, what's your name? How are you? I don't like my daddy. That's what I'll say, because I just felt like, what is it? Let me breathe. So because of my personality and because I'm someone who likes to be out there, and I had friends, I just felt like I was missing out on all the fun and everything. And so when you now get to the fun part, it's like you're going to the extreme. You don't know how to like balance it. So I think that is the only thing really that I would change. Growing up was beautiful. But apart from that, yeah.
Wow. Okay, let's go into relationships. Because I mean that's where we're going to round it up.
Okay.
So I want to go into relationships. For somebody who grew sheltered, I'm trying to think of your psychology with relationships. Because was it like you jumped at any guy? Because if you grew in a certain way, everything is caged, everything is regimented. You're like, if I see anybody that wants to date, because let me ask this: when was the first time you had a relationship, and do you regret the start? Did you push yourself to the person, or how did it work? Because now thinking back to your personality and your growing up, I want to see how they affect each other.
Okay. So the thing again is, and my dad was it wasn't unfair to shelter.
Yes.
Me especially.
Yes.
My sister, they have very sweet. Sit down. She'll sit down. But I think you could see that this one is preparing pig. This one, she used to fly. So, because early on, I found the opposite sex fascinating. I don't know whether that's because we're just girls in my house and my dad is the only man.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
But I just found them like, oh, you're so different. Like I just found them like really fascinating. So I used to not date because I didn't know anything then, but I used to just talk to them. So I remember even in church, maybe something's going on in church. I would leave church, like go outside in the compound, and I'll be talking to one boy, and my dad would give me one bad eye. Like if we get home, you're in trouble. But like proper relationship, maybe it's the carry yourself kind of thing. I also knew early on in Unilag now that people in my class, like my mates, my class guys, I just saw them as, you can't inspire me. I just saw it as like, you can't
Yeah,
relate
same
to
level,
me.
you
Do you
know?
get like I need more. I need someone that would like inspire me, that would so. But that also had like its bad side. So my first proper relationship, this man was 10 years older than I was. And I probably was in like 300 level. And I'm close to my mom. She's a very sweet human being. So, and she would always ask those kind of questions. So I told her, like she asked me and I was like, oh, there's somebody that like likes me and we're talking and blah, blah, blah. I didn't say like that's my boyfriend, but I just told her we were talking. But we're actually dating at the time. And my mom goes, how old is he? And I told her and she was like, why is he after a small girl? Like you're still young.
Yeah.
Like this one has finished. And my mom just said, I don't think something's wrong. How are you sure that he doesn't have like someone that he wants to marry? Because if I were his mom and at that age, I would be like, you should be married by now. Like I would be on his neck. But of course I didn't listen to my mom.
Yeah. Most of us don't.
I didn't listen. But she was literally everything she said spot on. She was right. Because I was young and he had finished school. He had gone like way ahead. But it wasn't the right person. It was actually like a predator, that word you used. Yeah. And he knew that I was naive.
Right.
Yeah.
He just wanted to use the opportunity.
Yeah. You know, you can easily be taken advantage of in that kind of situation. But I think dating someone like that as like a first proper relationship is because of the whole like I'm a queen. And I mean it could actually inspire me. It could buy me gifts that my mates at the time, how much were we like pocket money? Do you understand?
Exactly.
It could buy me things, like we could have like conversations, we could talk about like maybe real estate and I'll be like, oh, that's interesting.
Big talks.
So I think that influenced like the first person that I like dated like proper.
Wow.
So yeah.
Wow. I mean that's it's ideal. I like the fact that we can now link it.
Yeah.
We can link the personality to the first relationship. Yeah, because usually I think that's how it works. How do you know somebody's telling the truth is if there is coherence. Because if you had gone for somebody in your class,
I didn't use it in my class.
if you had gone for somebody in your class, it would mean that there was something inside of you at some point that's not true to your nature.
Let me even make you laugh. So I think you see that pride, maybe it was when the pride thing came in. So because I was dating somebody that was like everything, he used to use like all these like really nice perfumes. I mean, nice perfumes. So I remember then I would walk into class. I'll put a gold chain on my. I used to look at my classmates. Like I was nice to them, like hello, hi, but I was like. So I walk into class and you know people will turn and be like, who entered? And then my daddy used to buy all my clothes, so it would travel and buy clothes. So I would deck tight everything, and I'll just be looking green like. So that's what people probably felt like. What she felt like.
They won't have the boldness to.
No, they did not. To be
approach
fair,
you.
they did not.
So nobody approached you in your class
In my class, no.
to date you. Nobody. Wow.
I might have gotten a sense that this person liked me, I was getting close to me, but to open your mouth and say, even when I went for MBA Unilag, although I didn't finish because I came here, there were some guys that could not look me like in the face, and I think it still boiled down to how I carry myself.
What do you think, from your experience, what do you think a lady should, what are the attributes you think a lady should have before they go into a relationship? Now, I want you to speak from your experience generally, holistically, not just, oh, this, that, but I want you to tie it to your experience so that people can flesh it up a bit, have an idea around what you're saying. And it's not like you're just telling them something. Yeah. So what do you think, as a lady, your courage is good, you're very bold, but has that affected negatively? And what do you think a lady should have generally?
Before going into a relationship.
Before you answer, can I ask that what's the ideal age group? Because you said 10 years. 10 years appears too much. I think it's too much actually. But I
think it was because I was young. I was 19 in 300 level.
Okay.
So he was 29. And my mom was looking at the maths and was like, so if I was probably 25 and he was 35.
35.
I'm not sure that would have been a problem.
Yeah.
But at 19, I
so-
was still a small girl.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go to the question because I was just trying to think about it.
Yeah. From my experience, so I've come to see, I'm now at the age where like I'm taking feedback.
Yeah.
I think it's really important to like take feedback. You don't have to like accept it hook, line, and sinker, but just like consider what like people are saying. And I remember my church guys, they found out that I was single, and they said to me, "Oh, we had no idea. Like, you don't look like someone who is single. Like, we can't even talk to you. We can't." And basically, that's things that I've been hearing for the longest. And it's good to like have courage and everything, but I think that there needs to be a balance. My mom used to say it, but she didn't have the right English for it, so I didn't understand it. She used to say, "You need to calm down." And I'm like,
calm down. Like,
calm down from where? Like, if you're not man enough, that's what I used to do.
Wow, I like that.
But I think that it's important for you to be like approachable. I'm learning more now to be open. I'm learning more now to be patient because of that personality type as well. Very nice and everything, but it was also, I don't take nonsense. I will not take rubbish at all.
I like that.
It's not even that I will not even take the rubbish. If I just sense that you are thinking of bringing the rubbish to me before you even attempt to do the rubbish, I've checked you. Don't bring that here. So but like I'm learning now, like as a woman before you get married, because my mom has really helped my life. She literally said to me, you can't carry this attitude into like a relationship or marriage, because she would hear me even talking to people that I'm dating and the way that I would just go off on them, and she would say like, you can't speak to like a man like that. You have to learn endurance, you have to learn patience. I thought it was weakness, and I thought it was, frankly, stupidity. I'm just like, why are you letting people like trample on you and all that kind of stuff? But then I'm understanding now that like silence is golden. When you're feminine, it's not a show of weakness. That kind of thing. True. So that's something that I'm learning. There are a lot of things I've also like my mentality. So because of the kind of home, and I'm just focusing on like my experience. Because of the kind of home I grew up in. I grew up in a home where my dad was my mom would do stuff, but like heavy duty stuff. My dad covered everything. So I grew up saying like, if you cannot take care of me, if you cannot, I'm gonna have my own money. That one is sure banker, but my money is my money. Don't just make enough money to do, because my money is for buying clothes, for doing nice things.
Okay, I like that.
So that was the mentality that I had, but I had to like learn. Oh, okay, it's a partnership, and my money is our money, even in terms of like being domestic. So I still don't like cooking, but I'm open. I mean, being in the UK, you don't have a choice.
Definitely.
So I've learned to like, do things by myself. I'm open to like cooking and doing. Those were things that my mom would say, how will you not do it when you're married? I'll tell her, we'll have a chef. We'll have a chef. We'll have a domestic staff. We'll have this. We'll have that. I said, I'll even go to the market. You online stuff, they'll deliver it too. But now I'm open to like being more. Maybe it's really that coming down my mom was talking about. I'm being more domestic. I'm being more, before you can be married, you have to. You're not a wife because you got married. You have to be a wife before you're married. Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm leaning more into that as well. And I think that as women, because in pop culture there's a lot of nonsense talk, and it's hinged on self. Like there's a lot of, if you can't do this for me, it's like you're the price. But I realized like I say I'm the queen, but I'm only a queen because like a king. I have a king. So if I'm not concerned about the king and I'm just like self.
That's spot on.
So I feel like there's a selfishness. I've had to come out of being selfish. I didn't know I was being selfish at the time. But like self, and even in a relationship with God, I think self is the problem. But I've had to learn to come out of like that self and just see I'm here to serve as well. And so Yeah, I think those are the things that I would.
Wow.
Apart from like being God fearing, which
Yeah,
is like
general
general,
stuff.
but like my experiences, that's things that I've certainly picked up.
Wow.
I'm still learning.
I mean, everybody's learning. We are all a work in progress.
And I think I believe this proverb. There's this proverb in Yoruba. I think I'll say it in English. That what an older person says.
Sitting down.
Yes, sitting down. A younger person, even while they are standing
They
on
cannot
the
see
chair,
it.
they can't say it.
They can't
So
say
you know when your mom was advising that you have to calm down and do everything. They already have that experience. They've seen all of those things. But being a young person, you're already
you're
so
like,
until you step into that part and then you know that okay, this is
But
what
I think I like the fact that they didn't coerce you.
That's
Because not every I was thinking about something today, that the fact that if you're my mentor, for example, the fact that you're my mentor does not mean I have to pattern my life according to yours. I learn from you. You take me to the source. It's like in Christendom, you look up to Jesus. You take me to Jesus. I'm learning from you because you're way ahead of me. So I don't make your mistakes, but you still understand that I still have my own defined path in life. And I think that maybe that was what influenced that. Maybe that's how she wants it. Maybe that's how it's going to play out. Because normally parents will always coerce you. You must, I mean, in the context of which you grow up, in which you grow up. So do you think that if they had forced you, it would have been better?
Forced me to become like,
calm down. You have to calm down.
It didn't work. See, God is really helping me. Like, I'm the kind of. So, for example, my dad will be talking to my mom about me, and he'll be saying this. But on the phone with me, he doesn't do that. Like, he doesn't go because it won't work. Once you start to raise your voice, and I will shut down completely. Like that conversation, it won't be you can't come through to me. So I think they understood early on, like if we're going to let this girl see what we are. My dad did not even really. It was my mom that was really like, this your character. You're a nice girl, but you have some like character. I thought it was perfect. I thought it was the best thing since sliced bread. My mom was saying like, you have some character flaws. So if she had forced me, it would definitely not have worked. She had to do it with love and patience, and because of my personality as well. I'm the kind of person before my mommy, I will block you. Mommy, I will block you. Don't stress me. No, don't stress me.
Wow, that's good. Thank you very much, Loba. I know we've stretched you. Thank you for who you are to us. You are sweet.
And we love you.
We love you so much.
I love you too.
Yeah, we love you so much. I was thinking, how do I get Yemi to? But Yemi just likes you.
I told you how we met. In church during the convention.
I came to meet her or something. Yeah.
She just said, "Hi, I'm Sam's friend."
I was excited.
So, I just saw the lovable person.
I think you are. Thank you for being our friend.
Thank you.
Thank you for pouring out to us, pouring out on our channel. And I believe that everyone that's watched or that will be watching will gain one or two things. Definitely.
I hope so.
Yeah, no, I mean they will. I have notes here. If you want notes, just let me know. So, but last question. This one is a funny one. Because it's out of what you've said. I said
okay.
I'm going to ask this son name thing.
Oh, okay.
What if you meet someone who says, I don't want that one? Because for me, Yemi uses Sam Fafilu. I wanted Fafilu. She said no. I want Sam Fafilu. Now, you say you want to use, which is good, people do it.
Yeah.
But if you meet someone who says, no, you're going to take my last name, would it be an issue? Have you thought about it before?
I just feel like it would dance to my
So you are going to force him?
No,
I won't force it, but I just feel like, because I'll be like, what's your reason? Like, why would you want me to keep away? Yeah. And I think that, my dad's chapter is still going on, right? It's like dating a Temi or $10, and then and she says she wants to keep her name. You're not saying, I don't want you to do that. You would gladly be like, of course, no problem. You will even come up. So I think it depends on the context. So the goal now would be to get away to the name where it's like, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
And I think your partner, if there's a way, you know, after you try to explain to him, there's a way he should be able to understand the reason
Yeah.
you want
I
to
think
keep
it's the
that
reason
name.
My
anyway.
reason
Yeah.
is not even like for me. It's just because I just want to use it to honor my dad. Yeah.
Which is
So-
good, which I feel like a partner should, you know.
Yeah.
And in fact, if you notice, my name, you introduced me as Oweye Jesula by
Love
Grace.
Yeah.
That's how I don't know I'm going to do it when I'm like married, but most people are going to know me as Oweye Jesula by Grace, OJG.
OJG, yeah.
Yeah, so it's already in that. The name is already factored into my identity already. You can't remove it. But yeah.
Thank you, Lola.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you so
God
much.
bless you. Thank you. I enjoyed being here and I love what you guys are doing. Keep doing it.
Thank you.